Hi everyone, FIFA Career Gems here. Thank you for joining me as today I embark on Career Mode Stars FIFA Career Gems Career Mode Challenge. So I need to sign a future star, purchase the same amount of players that I've offloaded, 2 signings, got to be Spanish, set up a youth system, gain promotion, scout a future star, complete some board expectations and reduce the average age down to 24. So there's quite a lot to work with there. Cheers for that one, pal. So I better get cracking. So start the career, and we did agree that I wanted to use a second tier team. I didn't want to go to England because I've done a couple of careers already in England, so I thought I'll try Spain. And the team Career Mode Stars decided on was Cadiz. Pretty realistic board expectations. So as always with my careers, I have to beat the nationality of the team I'm managing, so I made myself Spanish. And on we go. So the first job I'm going to do is scout a future star as per one of the things that Career Mode Star said I must do. So that's the first job done. Second one, I will dispatch a scout to try and create a decent youth academy. So as you can see, I've not got a great deal of budget to work with, so I will go for one of the cheapest. So it's between these two. How tight am I going to be? Shall I go for this one? A bit more expensive. No, I'll be a little bit tighter and go for the Portuguese guy, and I will send him to a South American country, Argentina or Brazil. We'll go for Brazil. You never know, it might return at the next Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, you never know. And dispatch him. So the next job is to try and reduce the age of the squad. Easily done. Is basically get rid of a lot of the older players. So you need to scroll through the players, find their age and sell them. As you can see, I've got a 38-year-old goalkeeper, so I'll try and sell him. 33-year-old right back, we'll try and sell him. And just scroll through your players and try and find anyone who's got an age over the age of 30 up to 35 and try and get rid of them. And there you see a few offers already come in. So let's try and offload a couple of these. They're not going to make me much money, but they will reduce the age of the squad. And if then I can bring some younger players in. What I did notice with Cadiz, 2 nice kits. Yellow and blue, yellow and blue. Quite nice. So into the pre-season tournament. I lost on penalties in the final to Crotone of Italy. So I'm just going to show you a few of the highlights from the pre-season tournament. And the first goal that I scored with the striker David Barral was probably one of my favourite goals I've scored on FIFA this year. Such a deft, tiny little flick of a header. What a goal that is. It's not a pile driver from 50 yards, but it's a lovely little finish. And probably my favourite goal I've scored on FIFA so far in this career. The second one, another header. Great cross in. Nice finish. And the third goal is probably the pick of the bunch, with a massive pile driver from outside the area. Boom. Pick that one out. You don't save those. But to be honest, it didn't really help me much because, like I said, we lost in the final on penalties. But it did generate a little bit of money to help with my transfer dealings, which is what it's all about. So I've got in just over 600 grand to help me with some signings. And what I did notice in the few of the young Spanish players I wanted to bring in, they'd all recently transferred and was unwilling to move again. So I was left with a couple of options. Cucurella, it was one of my favourite players. Bulan, unlucky I can't get him. Busquets as well, another solid midfielder with plenty of good starting stats to grow with. And Elena, he was just too expensive for me, so I had to put him on the back burner. So into the early season highlights. David Barral, who is not getting any younger, he's 33, but he's a good striker and he's banging them in for fun for me early part of the season. So he did well in the pre-season tournament and he continued his good form into the early start of the league campaign. There you can see he's weighed in with a couple more in the second game against Leonesia. Little ball across, simple tap in, but they all count. So it's a good start to the league campaign. Nice finish there. Another great finish from Barral. Great strike. 2-0 victors in that game. So on to the next one. It was a very tight affair. I bought on Mohart with only a few minutes to go. He's got electric pace, and the tied defender just couldn't keep up with him. 88th minute. Winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Great finish to give us a victory that didn't really look possible. So that's a nice victory. And the new signing, which I will go into more detail later on, Alphonso Davies in the next game. Absolutely ripped him to shreds with his pace. Simple finish. Pace to burn as that lad. Absolutely pace to burn. Like I said in yesterday's video, all about Alphonso Davies. Give him a try, guys. It's absolutely electric. And then another great finish here. Great ball across. Boom. What a volley. Got a great left foot. Really has. Like I said, there's not a lot not to like about him. He's a great young addition to any squad, and you can sign him straight away. So into the board expectations. Now, finish the season with 8.8 million profit. We'll not know much about that until later on. So signed 2 players younger than 20 with a higher potential than the average rating. Yeah, I think we can do most of these. Sign 1 youth player. Hopefully that could be done with the Scout a Future Star. CareerModeStars did say 2 of my players had to be Spanish. Now, I've not got a great deal of budget to work with. He didn't say them players I signed couldn't be Youth Academy players. So, a little bit of a curveball here. Just in case I can't generate enough funds to sign any decent Spanish players, I'll just sign a couple of young Spanish players. But my first signing, as you saw in the early part of the season, was Alphonso Davies. He only costs about £1 million, and he really is worth that, every penny of that. A great addition to any squad. And as you can see here, the players that got offers for were eventually sold, so reducing the age down quite well by offloading some of the older players and bringing in players like Alphonso Davies at 16 is just going to make that age drop even further. So the first player I'm going to sign here from the Spanish ones is Busquets. Again, it'll only cost you about £1.5 million. And again, he's a good addition, either as a backup or someone you want to train up in that central defensive midfield role. But he ticks one of the boxes for me signing a young Spanish player. Now my scout has returned, so let's have a look at my Scout a Future Star. And the first thing I've noticed is sadly he's only 15, so he's unable to be promoted to the senior squad as of yet. But them stats look amazing. His acceleration and pace to burn. So as soon as he gets to 16, we will get cracking. But for now, we'll just be training him in the Youth Academy. So I've generated a few more funds by selling a couple more players. So I'm going to go in with Cucurella. Again, I've still not got a massive amount of budget left. There you can see it's only just over 2 million. So I'll go in again with probably about the same offer. 2-4, that'll do. Hopefully we can get him done, and that makes the 2 Spanish players signed at CareerModeStars wanted has now been completed. So there are the 2 Spanish players signed. Just agree his wages. Make him an important player. Don't know what's happened with the writing there. Bit of a split in that. So Cucurella, important player, 2-year deal. Offer him a decent wage. No, they want a release clause, but no, I'll deny that. I don't like release clauses for young players. It means someone can just snatch him for a cheap price, which I'm not having. So I will give him decent 10k wage to start with, and hopefully this deal will get done, and that will mean I've got a left hand side of left back Cucurella and left midfield Alphonso Davies. So here are my completed signings. Alphonso Davies, 68 rated, pace to burn. Oriol Busquets, 66 rated. Marc Cucurella, left back, cracking player. And 2 Mexican players. One I posted on Twitter yesterday, Roberto De La Rosa. Who's got great potential, and Diego Lainez. It was one of my favourite players from the beta stage of FIFA 18. So here you can see CareerModeStars wanted a +7 growth on my Scout a Future Star. We're still only in September, and he's up to +7. So that's another one I can tick off from CareerModeStars' long list. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to save the game. And we're going to end episode 1 there. Cadiz Career Mode episode 1 done. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. FCG out.